Finally, we've arrived at how we can generate distance learning or e-learning that affects the learning and interaction of the whole group. Let's return to our group of teachers who are meeting students with ADHD and learning difficulties. They know something doesn't work with their current situation, and they have to focus on changing the system. It's rarely only the teachers who make up the system. There are administrators, counselors, principals, and others who make the guidelines that decide how the students receive help in the classroom. We always recommend that every role that is part of the changing system should be represented in the course group. When we work on courses like these, we usually invite parents, teachers, and school management to the same course, and they usually all get the same assignments. When a group is learning through distance learning, the assignments and activities in the course are just as important, if not more important than, the course content. This has to do with what we learned in the previous lesson, activating and stimulating the silent knowledge by serving in professional knowledge, but letting it develop through discussion and interaction. Usually, we give assignments to the group to solve together. In some circumstances, groups are put together across schools or backgrounds. But ideally, it's the same group that needs to go through the process that will attend the course together and solve the assignments together. An obvious assignment is to clarify the existing practice. Often, we'll ask them to describe the current status and practice. More often than not, the group has different understandings of what the current status is. And then the discussion process has begun. The silent knowledge is brought into the light and made conscious. The culture is then discussed, which is necessary as there may be attitudes or informal power structures that are hiding right under the surface and will hold up the process until they're brought to light. Especially informal power structures, if they are not made visible and talked about, can turn what was a successful course with loads of good ideas into a non-starter. They become hidden reefs that can easily sink the whole mission. The explicit knowledge must also be discussed. There may be internal plans, external plans, laws, guidelines, etc., which will affect the process. Both the silent and the explicit knowledge should then be challenged through new knowledge from the course. The new knowledge is served in, as explained in the Eikli-Stokken diagram. The professional knowledge can often come in the shape of challenges and questions. The course holder knows which attitudes need to be challenged and what areas need stimulating. Then, we ask the group to define the desired change. The need for development should be made visible and then discussed in the group. For our teachers, this means they will develop a plan for the whole school. But this isn't the end of the process. Often we'll give a final assignment to write a report on the meeting between the group, which has finished its course, and the school. How did it go? This report describes the process that happened. And after this meeting, what is the group's new plan? And even more importantly, what is the school's new practice? To summarize the process, the roles that are part of the change should be represented on the course. The knowledge and understanding they bring is necessary as part of the process. Assignments and activities in the course are just as important as the course content. Assignments are primarily given to a group for joint answering. Existing practice must be made visible. The silent knowledge must be uncovered, put into words, and discussed to generate new knowledge. Explicit knowledge must be made visible and challenged through the new knowledge, like confirmed plans. The desired change must be described. The need for developments must be identified and then discussed in the group. The group develops a plan for the whole school, and then a final assignment. A report from the group that has taken the course, from the meeting with the school. How did it go? What is the group's new plan? What will the school's new practice be? To return to our football players for a second, the final point, and we'll repeat this a couple of times, anchoring, anchoring, anchoring. The new agreements, the shared knowledge, the plan, it all has to be anchored firmly in the group culture. The same way football players practice and repeat the same situations over and over, the new practice for the group must be repeated and acknowledged at every opportunity. Otherwise, it can easily return to being knowledge that each individual has, but that isn't shared and utilized by the group as a whole.